For centuries, we've been told that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, lunch keeps us going, and dinner brings the family together. But what if I told you that this seemingly timeless tradition is a relatively recent invention, one that might be doing more harm than good? The truth is, the 3-meal-a-day pattern is not dictated by our biology, but rather by cultural norms and historical circumstances. In this video, we'll delve into the surprising history of our eating habits and explore how breaking free from the 3-meal treadmill might be the key to unlocking better health and a more balanced relationship with food. Let's rewind the clock to medieval Europe, a time of kings, queens, and, surprisingly, the origins of our 3-meal-a-day system. Now, before you picture lavish feasts fit for royalty, imagine the lives of peasants, the backbone of the medieval economy. Their days were ruled by the rising and setting of the sun, their labour dictated by the seasons. Food, often scarce and hard-earned, was fuel for their arduous work. The first meal, a humble affair, was consumed before dawn as they headed into the fields. A midday break offered a chance to refuel with a simple meal, often eaten communally. Finally, as dusk settled, they returned home to a more substantial meal, their reward after a long day's toil. The Industrial Revolution, a period of unprecedented technological advancement, irrevocably altered the fabric of society, and with it, our relationship with food. The rise of factories, with their rigid schedules and relentless pace, demanded a workforce that could keep up. The leisurely, daylight-dependent meal patterns of the past were deemed inefficient, replaced by regimented breaks designed to maximize productivity. Thus, the 3-meal-a-day system, once tied to the rhythms of nature, became tethered to the clock, its timing dictated by factory whistles and shift changes. The quality of food, once reliant on fresh, seasonal ingredients, declined as processed, shelf-stable options emerged to meet the demands of a rapidly urbanizing population. The seeds of our modern-day struggle with diet-related diseases were sown during this era, as our eating patterns became increasingly out of sync with our biology. Fast forward to the turn of the 20th century, a time of social and scientific upheaval where new ideas and innovations were rapidly changing the world. Amidst this backdrop of change and progress, two brothers, John Harvey Kellogg and Will Keith Kellogg, would unwittingly shape the way we perceive breakfast, turning it into a ritualistic part of daily life, forever altering the landscape of our morning meal. John Harvey Kellogg, a surgeon and health advocate, was convinced that diet could influence behavior, believed that a bland, grain-based diet held the key to curbing what he saw as unhealthy sexual desires. His brother, Will, a shrewd businessman, saw the potential of transforming John's creation, the cornflake, into a commercially viable product that could be sold to the masses. Thus began the era of breakfast cereal, marketed as a health food, promising a nutritious start to the day, a convenient and morally righteous way to start the day. The Kellogg brothers, through a potent mix of pseudoscience and savvy marketing, cemented breakfast's place as the most important meal of the day, a notion that persists even today, influencing our dietary habits and morning routines. The notion that breakfast is the most important meal of the day is so ingrained in our collective consciousness that questioning it feels almost sacrilegious. We've all heard the claims. It kickstarts your metabolism, improves cognitive function, and helps maintain a healthy weight. But what does the science actually say? As it turns out, the evidence supporting these claims is surprisingly weak. Many studies touting the benefits of breakfast are often funded by the food industry, introducing a significant conflict of interest. Emerging research suggests that skipping breakfast, or intermittent fasting, may offer a range of health benefits, including improved insulin sensitivity and reduced inflammation. The key is to find what works best for you, listening to your body's cues rather than adhering to arbitrary rules. The 3-meal-a-day paradigm, often touted as the gold standard for healthy eating, is, in reality, built on a foundation of assumptions rather than scientific evidence. We're told that frequent meals stoke our metabolism, helping us burn more calories throughout the day. However, Research suggests that meal frequency has little to no impact on our metabolic rate. The belief that skipping meals leads to uncontrollable cravings and overeating later in the day is another myth that deserves scrutiny. Studies have shown that individuals who regularly practice intermittent fasting often experience reduced hunger cues and improved appetite regulation. Our bodies are not machines that require constant refueling. Challenging these deeply ingrained beliefs about meal frequency is about encouraging a more mindful and flexible approach to eating, one that prioritizes our body's innate wisdom. For centuries, fasting has been practiced across cultures and religions, often associated with spiritual purification, self-discipline, and a means to connect with a higher power. While its historical significance is undeniable, recent scientific research has begun to uncover the profound physiological benefits of fasting, revealing its potential as a powerful tool for improving health, longevity, and overall well-being. Studies have shown that fasting can trigger a process called autophagy, a cellular cleanup crew that removes damaged proteins and organelles, promoting cellular rejuvenation and repair. This process has been linked to a reduced risk of chronic diseases, including cancer, heart disease, and Alzheimer's disease, making it a promising area of research for future medical advancements. Intermittent fasting, a popular form of fasting, has gained increasing attention for its ability to improve insulin sensitivity, a key factor in preventing and managing type 2 diabetes, and potentially aiding in weight management. While more research is needed to fully understand the long-term effects of fasting, the evidence thus far suggests that incorporating periods of fasting into our lives can have profound and lasting benefits for our health, well-being, and even mental clarity. In a world obsessed with calorie counting, macro tracking, and rigid meal plans, it's easy to lose sight of our body's innate ability to regulate our food intake. We often forget that our bodies are designed to tell us what they need. We've become so accustomed to external cues, the clock, societal expectations, diet culture, that we've silenced the internal signals that tell us when we're truly hungry and when we've had enough. These external influences can drown out our natural instincts. Rediscovering the wisdom of our hunger cues requires a conscious effort to tune in to our body's signals. It's about making a deliberate choice to listen to what our body is telling us. It means paying attention to the subtle sensations of hunger, a gentle rumbling in the stomach, a slight dip in energy, rather than ignoring them until they become urgent demands. Recognizing these early signs can help us respond more appropriately. This intuitive approach to eating, often referred to as mindful eating, encourages us to slow down, savor each bite, and pay attention to the sensory experience of food, its taste, texture, aroma, rather than mindlessly consuming it. This practice can transform our relationship with food. By reconnecting with our internal hunger and fullness signals, we can break free from the tyranny of external rules and rediscover the joy and freedom of eating in sync with our body's natural rhythms. This harmony allows us to enjoy food without guilt or anxiety, fostering a healthier, more balanced lifestyle. Embracing a more flexible approach to eating, one that prioritizes our body's innate wisdom over rigid rules, is not about deprivation or chaos. It's about reclaiming the joy and freedom of eating in a way that supports our overall health and well-being. It means letting go of the guilt and shame often associated with skipping meals or eating outside of traditional meal times. Some days you may find yourself naturally gravitating towards 3 meals a day. Other days, you may only feel hungry for 2 meals or prefer to graze on smaller meals throughout the day. The key is to approach eating with a sense of curiosity and experimentation, paying attention to how different eating patterns make you feel, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach to eating. We've journeyed through history, uncovering the surprising origins of the 3-meal-a-day tradition and challenging the assumptions that have shaped our eating habits for generations. We've explored the scientific evidence, debunking myths about meal frequency and metabolism, and uncovering the potential benefits of fasting and time-restricted eating. Breaking free from the constraints of the 3-meal-a-day paradigm, is about empowering ourselves to make conscious choices that support our health and well-being. Listen to your body and eat to live, not live to eat.